Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Hello. Hi there. Hello.
Hi.
So, what are we doing?
I don't know. Really?
I know this is my produced show. This is where this really just goes to shit and hits the rails and
Basically,
off the rails. It doesn't
I
hit rails. It goes off the rails.
It does. Basically, I try to stay as close to the mic as possible while my chair rolls backwards.
That's true. This is not a level floor.
I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just this chair likes to roll.
I have something I really want to start with, but I think I'm going to move it to the second thing because if I don't, I'm going to forget this quote that's in my head.
Bold move.
Cotton. The quote that's in my head was a Reddit post, and I think it was an unpopular opinion one, and I don't think it's an unpopular opinion as much as it is. He's probably gotten shit for it.
Okay.
It has to do with Star Wars.
Okay.
The comparison of the prequels to the sequels, counting 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Saying that 1, 2, and 3 were a great idea, horribly executed. And now 7, 8, and 9 are a bad idea, beautifully executed.
I 100% agree with that sentiment. 110% agree with that sentiment.
I figured you would, because I kind of agree with it too. The story's really good in 1, 2, 3, but it's poorly written. Like the concept is really good. It's just poorly executed.
Yeah.
And yet this other one is beautiful. And I'm still kind of holding off because we don't know what 9 is. That we look at these as trilogies. And he's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these ones have faults. He's like, except for Empire Strikes Back and I think A New Hope. He's like, those have no faults.
Yeah. For 7, 8, 9 to be redeemed, 9 would have to be a masterpiece of unequaled status.
So better than 5.
Yeah, 9 would have to be like one of the best movies of all time.
Oh, shit.
For it to like be redeemed.
For it to be redeemed in your eyes, or
sequel,
for it to be
trilogy,
redeemed in the populace's eyes?
Honestly, I think both at this point. Like,
so
I don't know.
need it to do almost unprecedented things.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know what the general opinion is of the new movies.
I think overall after 8, it's probably a downward look, kind of.
Yeah, I think the problem really is that I say problem, but it's not so much a problem for Disney. But like the new trilogy brought in a lot of new viewers as well. I think as far as people who are established and like Star Wars, they aren't a fan.
Right, I'd agree.
I think for the most part, though, the people who have never seen Star Wars before or were invested in Star Wars, they actually like the newer movies.
Right.
Which I think kind of speaks to the problem. The new movies feed into the current trend with movies, whereas the people who were already fans were looking for movies that played into what the original movies played into, the style.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's confusing. It's complicated. I'm not happy with them, but whatever. Who am I other than a peon who's still giving his money to Disney to see the new movies?
Yep, I'll still be going to see 9. We'll probably go together in theaters. We'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have high hopes for it. I have, and I should cross it. I have hopes, not expectations. I have hopes that it's going to be better than the last 2.
I
don't have expectations that it will be. Like I want it to be better, but I'm not going to. I know better than to say that it would be.
I'm still insulted by the fact that Disney only paid $4 billion for LucasArts or Lucasfilms.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Arts, I believe.
Yeah, both. Which is, it's kind of insulting because I think for the most part they've probably almost made back that money.
Yeah, I would say they've probably made over that money at this point.
And that's insane to me.
I believe it though. It's not. I mean, I think he just sold short, but
Yeah.
he was also probably tired of everybody coming to his door and being like, "When's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one?" And then he's just like, "Oh my God, $4 billion! Just take it." So I mean, really, if I come to you and say $4 billion for your idea,
Yes, please.
yeah. So here's the next thing. Now that didn't even take long. That's 5 minutes out of our way. I just wanted to comment on that. My next thing is something we've done before, but we haven't done in a few weeks. I got some foods, some snacks per se. They're not. I mean, it's not per se. They are snacks that we haven't had before, and I want your opinions as well as mine. But I'm going to go with you first, and we'll come back to me, and we'll just see where it ends up.
All right. We could probably also comment on the dinner you made this evening.
We could comment on my dinner. We'll save that for after.
Okay.
The first thing I have is a bag of chips.
Okay.
It's a bag of Ruffles.
Oh boy.
It is a bag of Ruffles that I have opened at this point for tasting purposes.
Personal consumption.
Yeah. They are all dressed flavored.
Okay.
It says all dressed.
What does that mean?
It says it's the #1 flavor in Canada. So
All right, that's interesting.
good for you, Canada. Now, this might sound a little loud in the mic, but Ruffles bags, chips. On the back here, it says, "What does all dressed mean?" I bet you're wondering what all dressed means. After all, in America, it means you're wearing all your clothes. But in Canada, all dressed actually means delicious, ridgy chips that somehow taste salty, savory, and sweet all at the same time. Sounds good. A.
Oh, nice. I like Canada.
Is what they wrote on the back. On the front here, you can see it looks like there's a picture of barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it kind of does look like barbecue sauce.
Maybe a red pepper, maybe a cayenne, maybe I don't know what that actually is. And then like a really light syrup, maybe vinegar, maybe that's what that's supposed to be. I don't know. But here you go.
Maybe like a watered down maple syrup.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, do you water down maple syrup? I guess you do if you're not American or Canadian, but I feel like the thicker the better. If I can feel it through my veins, I'm doing pretty good.
It definitely has a vinegar smell.
Okay. He is now eating the chip. He went one chip, just for everybody clear. One chip.
Tastes like barbecue chips to me.
Okay, so I'm not alone. That was my initial reaction. I know we're into this is always the weird one because it's always hard to eat food and still be able to discuss things.
They're barbecue chips.
Right, I'm not delusional. They're barbecue chips with like a hint of vinegar.
They're legit barbecue chips.
All right.
With maybe I mean, the smell's obviously there as far as vinegar goes. The taste is there a little bit, but I would expect that with barbecue chips.
Yeah.
What we'll have to do is compare and contrast here.
A barbecue chip.
Yes.
Now,
I would eat them. They're good.
they're good, but are they great?
I wouldn't give them great. They're good.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
I instinctively want to say a 7.
Okay.
I
Now,
mean, I could destroy that bag.
I agree, but I can destroy a bag of barbecue chips.
Yeah, same.
I have good, not great. Our mutual friend from the Hose of Idaho, or I should say the Hose of Ida, if I'm really going to make that joke.
Are there hoes in Idaho? I mean, it has to be
Probably.
because that's they got to dig up potatoes.
Do you use hose to dig up potatoes?
I don't.
I don't know either. Swears by those. That's why they're here.
Really?
Says they're the best chip ever.
Have they ever had a barbecue chip?
So first off, I don't know.
Okay.
There's a bet that is taking place right now that I need to give them your answer because they think you would side with them.
Really?
And I know you would side with me.
As much as I don't want to give Nate satisfaction.
Yeah, this is the other part. Matt hates to admit that I'm right.
They do, like, without having barbecue chips here. If you would have given me these and not said that they were not barbecue chips, hey,
I said, what flavor are
eat
these?
chips, eat these chips, eat these chips.
Each of these chips, oh, yes, these chips taste like very
These are
much
very
barbecue.
good chips. These sheep have brought great dishonor to our family.
Oh, the Mongolians. There's so many South Park references.
I would honestly think they were barbecue chips.
Yeah, because my problem when I initially tried them, because I have already told her, I'm like, they're good, but they're not the second coming of
Chip Jesus.
of wafers. It's the body of Christ situation.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a multi-layered joke. Anyway, I told her my favorite. There's two favorites I have. They're technically like top four chips. Like if I ever have to rank, my number one go-to, everybody knows it, Baked Lays.
Okay.
I will eat an entire bag of Baked Lays. Doesn't matter the size. You can hand it to me. By the time, like if we were back in that Fallout day or any other time, say we were gaming together, you handed me a bag of Baked Lays, I will eat the entire thing. Because I won't catch myself, and I will just realize that I'm really parched because they're salty. But I'll just be like, nom, 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 more.
Yeah, like a machine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like a machine. The other kick, the best part about those, you can get them in the snack size, the smaller size, which is why number 2 on my list is number 2. There are baked Ruffles. Plain, straight up, baked Ruffles. They're thicker than Baked Lays, which is also the reason I like Stacks over Pringles. Because they're thicker.
Yeah.
They also, because of the way they are, I could eat an entire bag, but it stops me from doing it just for whatever reason. The downside, I can't find them in a snack size. Now, number 3 and 4 are basically on the same playing field, so they're tied for third. Buffalo Ranch dipped Doritos. Downside, coats your hand. More so than any other Dorito. Like, you are orange.
Okay.
They are thickly coated. And then my other favorite is a salt and pepper chip. Because I fuck with the salts and peppers. So those are my top 4. And I've told her, after she said these are so good, I was like, all right, then you need to go find mine. And I said Ruffles, baked Ruffles.
Yeah.
Go find those and try those. She went looking the other day, sent me a picture. I said, that's not the bag. Go find the bag. So she's got to go to a different store and hope she can find them.
Okay.
But I was like, they're good, but they're not this amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I need to be also with this statement of clarification that I in no way misled you.
No.
That is your genuine you opinion. Yada, yada. Okay. That sounds like I win. When you listen to this, you just text me and let me know.
I'm not as invested in the chip community as you people are, apparently.
Now, see, here's the thing. I'm not invested in the chip community because I don't eat that many chips that often. Usually it's like, oh, I went down, grabbed a sub, I grabbed a small bag of chips, that.
Yeah.
That's really it. I got people at work that buy bags of chips like that every other day and eat them in 2 days. I'm like, you're insane.
All right, let's get real with this. First off, let me tell you what chips I like.
Okay. All right.
And this is someone who's not a chip connoisseur.
I mean, I wouldn't even give myself the title of connoisseur. But
No, because in your statement of like, I like these chips, you lost me. Because I'm
all
like,
right.
I get like, there's baked version of chips. I didn't know there was this like buffalo. What'd you call it? What was that
I
buffalo?
believe they're Buffalo Ranch dipped is what their full title. It's like Buffalo Wing Ranch dipped, whatever. They're usually like the black and blue bag of Doritos. It's there, like there's your blue Cool Ranch, your red Nacho.
Yeah.
There's like usually a black with a blue picture in like the middle. That's what those ones are, or blackish. I don't know if it's actually black. It's just darker.
Okay, so my
There's
favorite
also 17,
chip.
There's also 17 flavors of Doritos. So
That's true. My favorite chip, barring physical injury, is Munchos.
what?
Munchos.
I like that you did say barring physical injury because they're Munchos.
So I usually have two. This is going to be real gross here. I have two issues with chips. The first issue is generally the chips I like, Munchos, kettle cooked chips.
Yep, kettle cooked. That's where the baked idea comes in. Because if I get salt and pepper, they're kettle cooked. They're
Yep,
not just
exactly.
getting regular Lay's and they're like, oh, I bet you can't eat just one. I bet you I can because the bag sucks.
Yeah. Those wreck the inside of my mouth, which
Kettle
is
cooked?
unfortunate. Kettle cooked does,
Yeah,
and
kettle
Munchos do.
Yeah, usually it's the thicker. And because they're kettle cooked, they're usually a thicker and like not crisper but rougher texture. They don't just fall away. Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. I get the same thing after eating so much.
So that generally happens, which is unfortunate. My other issue, if you read like regular chips, like these chips probably have it on the back, there is a warning about anal leakage. Everyone always jokes about that. It's usually a running joke.
Where is it in the nutrition facts?
I don't know exactly, but generally when I eat chips that are like normal, like, you know, Ruffles or normal Lay's chips that are somewhat greasy, they just wreak havoc on my internal organs. And that's why I generally don't consume a lot of chips anymore.
These have more info about Canada than your asshole.
So, but I do love Munchos. I do love any kettle cooked chips. Kettle cooked chips, period. I don't know. Anything kettle cooked, I fucking love.
Straight up kettle cooked is better than plain.
Yes.
Better than normal, I guess,
Yes.
would be your...
But I had the thought, have you ever tried to make your own chips?
No.
I really want to try that.
We have a Thursday that we have decided we could get drunk and try to do things with.
Yeah, we could slice up some potatoes, bake them. I mean, how hard could it be, really?
Us with a knife and alcohol? Great time.
Yeah. I need to get a whetstone to sharpen my knives, my chef knife.
This sounds like Thursday's shaping up to be a big event. We should invite people. A certain person that starts with an A that's already there, show up. Anyway. They don't listen to this, so I could say the name, but I'm not going to. You know who I mean. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there's literally nothing on the back of that.
I'll have to check, but essentially what ends up happening is if I eat greasy chips,
Is it a grease thing? Like
I think it is.
If you go to Denny's, it's the same problem.
I think it is a grease thing. I don't know. I'm getting old.
Denny's
Denny's
will make you just shit yourself anyway, though. So it's like I don't know if that counts.
I have all sorts of problems I haven't figured out yet. That'll be a podcast for another time.
I mean, we'll have time to discuss problems. Not all of them, though. But
what is up with the vinegar smell of
yeah,
these
it's
chips?
like the bag got coated in a vinegar, like the side of it, maybe.
This is so weird to me because I would assume there'd be some sort of like maple syrup.
When it says
factor
all
here.
dressed and it's #1 in Canada, that's exactly what I was hoping. I was almost hoping that it was like a maple chip or something along those lines. But it's not. It tastes like a barbecue chip. And then the pepper on the front, I don't know what that is. And then I assume that's vinegar in the thing, in the like glass that's on the picture. I still don't know. Like it's a little darker than water. It's darker than water. So I assume it's vinegar, but... Oh, he's giving it the lick test. This is something that we did during the crab spice testing. Oh, all right. The chip broke during the lick test. He is now once again. The bag is over his face like a bag of oats, like a bag of oats to a mule.
I just don't know.
All right. So the next one's not a test.
Okay.
Well, it is a test. That is the only one that has any weight on it. Let's say that.
That's
The rest of this is just for our own enjoyment or detriment. The detriment comes next. The rest should be enjoyable. Actually, I'll tell you this. I'll ask you this. Do you want to do gummies or chocolate? Now, mind you, you have one chocolate option and 3 gummy options.
Let's start with gummy.
Do you want to do sour or not?
Sour, I guess. No, let's start with not first.
So you have 2 sours and 1 not. Do you want to start with not sour?
That's a tough one. Let's start with not sour. We'll go to sour. Then we'll go to chocolate. And then we'll go back to sour.
Okay, so not
Because
sour.
there needs to be some sort of palate cleanser in between there.
Okay, so not sour.
Yeah. Because sour is very dominant of a flavor. Oh my God. Gummy Factory Original Gummy Fun Mix.
Yep. It's the original Gummy Fun Mix from the Gummy Factory.
Where are these from?
I don't know. These were also sent to me. It looks like the promotion and motion companies are in Allendale, New Jersey.
It's a product of Spain.
Interesting. I don't know. Give your taste buds a party with new original Gummy Fun Mix. Mix it up, mash it up, live it up. With the great tasting combinations of fun and flavor, try them all. They apparently also make fruit rings, seriously sour, mixed berries, gummy party, and gummy soda pops. Matt, feel free to open that and try some.
Here's a very un-American statement on this bag.
Well, they're from Spain.
That's what I'm saying. Every bag may not contain every variety.
Well, I mean, look at the front of it. Look at all those shapes and pictures and things.
Well, I was wondering if that's what they're referring to the flavors on the back here.
I think the flavors are other products that they make.
Oh, okay. You may also love blah blah.
Yeah, those are other bags.
Every bag may not contain. So it might be just a legal statement.
Yeah, I think it's saying that you are not guaranteed to get what they pictured on the front of the container from them.
Ooh, the smell is quite wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There's some shit going on in this bag. Let me tell you.
Like, what do you mean? Like a lot of shapes. That bag
It
looks
looks like
colorful.
someone grabbed every gummy bag from like a grocery store and then just dumped them.
Dumped it all together. Okay. All right. I know what you mean. Now, out of my
The
selection,
consistency of gummy is superb.
I got 2 bears, a worm, 2 other things, and a shark.
I also got a shark. Mine was yellow.
The gummy bears are correct. Consistency correct. Easy to chew, not hard. This is coming from a guy that likes Haribo, but they're usually a tough bear.
Yeah.
These ones, not tough, but still have flavor. Very good.
These are really fucking good.
Worm, same exact as the bear, which is what you want. It's different shape, same texture. The shark, though. The shark, while slightly tougher, should be. I argue that is correct. But it's still really easy. It still tastes very good.
These are probably the best gummies I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie.
Get one of these. See if you can find one of these top-looking ones in there. Oh. I just had the green one. The green one, yeah, that's what I have.
What is this? It's like creamy.
It reminds me of those, not Werther's, the other, like the Lifesavers that are the strawberries and cream ones.
Yeah.
That's very much what it is, but in gummy form. Oh, you have a blue one. I had a green one. Shut up, Todd. I love you, buddy.
These are good gummies.
Yeah, they're really good. Ooh, I got a blue one.
Spain knows how to make some gummies.
What's the blue flavor?
Those are better than the chips.
It's kind of a blue raspberry. Oh, I agree. These gummies are much better than the chips. Oh, here. I'll let you set those back over there. Now.
Those are... They need to rebrand their packaging here because, like,
They also
packaging is good and simple, but I was like, oh, what the hell are these things? And then I ate them and I was like, God damn.
I don't even know if they need to necessarily redo their packaging. They just need to get shipped to my house more often.
Yeah, advertise better.
Yeah, or just be in more stores.
Be available.
Show up on the
here.
East Coast. How hard is that? Because they're delicious. I'd buy
They're
them.
really good. I'm usually not a fan of gummy stuff. So
Ooh, this is good for another 2 gummies then.
that's all right. It's not that I'm not a fan. I just don't like. I won't choose them.
Right. I get
They're not my first choice.
Right. It depends on where I am. It almost depends on the mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Do I have other sweet things where I'd rather go for a chocolate? Well, even though it's sweet, isn't as sweet usually. So now you said you wanted to go sour next. 1 sour. Do you want to go with your known quantity sour? Or do you want to go with the unknown sour?
What known and unknown?
You know one of them I bought.
Oh. I don't think it'll matter. I mean, I'll use your best judgment.
Let's go for that one.
Okay. This is the gummy central here.
It is Gummy Central. We have plain M&Ms for like a palate cleanse at the end of all of this if we really need to kind of save ourselves. I don't think we'll need to save ourselves, but you never know.
Save my gummy virginity.
I'm not saving that. I'm taking that. So Matt is now currently opening a bag of Sour Patch Kids. Now, Sour Patch Kids, as we all know, not exactly like a crazy thing, but they started doing the Sour Patch Fire and Sour Patch Freeze ones. I've tried the Sour Patch Fire ones, and I don't recommend those to any human living. And I also wouldn't put Matt through that. But I hadn't tried the Freeze ones, and now I'm putting Matt through that. And now he has an intriguing face on, as I expect if they are similar to the Fire ones, these don't taste that good.
Are you familiar with Icy Hot?
I'm about to eat Icy Hot. First off, the quality is shit. I'll say straight up, this is not... If I was to go buy a bag of regular Sour Patch Kids, this quality is sad. I take 4 at the same time. That being said, these are more sour than regular Sour Patch Kids.
The light blue ones taste like Icy Hot. The yellow ones, I'm assuming, are just straight lemon.
Probably.
Are okay. I'm also a fan of lemon. Small disclaimer.
I'm the guy that if you were to hand me a Starburst, I want orange and yellow all day. It's like Icy Hot and Vicks.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh. So here's your flavors. Blue raspberry lemonade. Your blue one, obviously.
Yep.
Strawberry lemonade. Red one.
Okay. Haven't had that one.
Cherry lime lemonade is your green one.
Haven't had that one either.
And lemonade is your yellow one.
So what's the light blue one? It was like a weird light blue one.
I assume it's supposed to be the blue raspberry lemonade.
Okay.
Just so we're... Give me a green one. You talk like that's a dark blue one.
Okay.
Are you talking that's a light blue one? Because that's a green one.
Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking.
If that's a bigger comparison for you.
Yep.
Yeah, so the cherry lime ones then taste like Icy Hot. I will say that they're you took a red one. You took a strawberry lemonade, right? Yeah.
It's just not like... It's just really abrupt going from like these gummies, the product of Spain, the original gummy fun mix.
I'm Spanish now at this point. America, you've disappointed me. Wait, are these American? Mondelez International Group. That doesn't sound American. Oh, they were distributed in New Jersey, made in Canada. Canada, you can get a barbecue chip, but you can't get this figured out.
Maybe that's the problem.
I like that you're back to those gummies. All right, I'm going to finish eating these, but
They're interesting.
it's funny because they hit you with sour, as they should.
Yeah.
For Sour Patch Kids. But these are like more sour than regular Sour Patch Kids. I hope I don't just sound like I'm eating with my mouth full, but they're more sour than regular Sour Patch Kids, which is good. That's what I like. I like the extreme sour, because if you get the extreme sour ones, which I haven't seen in a while, they used to make them. Instead of being kids, they were like faces.
Yep.
And they were usually like two-tone. Like, you could get them, and they were way sour, and they were good. I liked those. But these, the Vicks Vapo Rub.
It makes me feel like I'm eating something I shouldn't eat. If that makes any sense. Like I got something in my mouth that's not supposed to be there. Like I was putting on Icy Hot and accidentally got Icy Hot in my mouth somehow.
I feel like I sniffed a ping pong ball.
That's oddly specific, but
You
I can see where you're coming from.
You ever had one opened?
No, but
It smells like Vicks.
Okay. All right. So far, if I had to rate these,
Yeah, so far we're through all dressed Ruffles, a bag of, what is that, gummy fun mix,
Yep.
right? From Spain, the plain ones, and a bag of Freezy, they're frozen, not frozen, Sour Patch Kids Freeze.
the gummy fun mix tasted the best.
Okay.
Then the chips.
Okay.
Then the fucking shit freeze over there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That was something.
So because of what those were, I'm going to do us both a favor right now. Because I know what's coming up, obviously. I set this up. I know what's happening. I'm going to give us some plain M&Ms. Just to try to bring us... Because I still got like this Vapo Rub going on.
Yeah, there's like this cool effect going on. The roast you made today.
Ah, yes.
Let's talk about that briefly.
Yeah, we can.
It was delicious. It was. I'll give it my impression initially, and then you can explain what it is.
Okay. First, thank you.
Yeah. The roast was good. It was very good. Initially opening the pot, so you saw the roast there. Looked like basically a normal roast. Serenaded, completely surrounded by peppers. Jalapeno, you said? Jalapeno peppers. I like hot stuff, but I don't like it to be overpowering if I'm going to eat it like the whole meal for it. I was like, oh fuck, this is going to suck. Surprisingly, though, it was like the perfect level of hotness. It was there, but it wasn't overpowering. And it never made your like sinuses run or anything like that. It was quite delicious. All said.
Thank you. It is a take on a Mississippi pot roast, which you can find literally all over Reddit because that's all the crockpot subreddit posts, and it's basically known in there. Don't ever go in and ask. Just Google it, because if you go in there and ask, they will rip you a new asshole. It's been posted that many times that people are just sick of it. And all it is...
Don't you know how to use a search bar?
Well, it's just not even... People would always post... Not even people asking. People would just be posting theirs all the time. So, in a given day, when this first became like a hype thing, you'd have 13 posts from people that are like, I'll see you in 8 hours. And it's just all the posts of... They're like, wonder what you made. Get out of here, nerd. So, all it is, it's like a 3-pound to 4-pound roast. The only thing I'm disappointed with, with it, is the roast. I feel like I ended up with kind of a fatty roast.
Yeah, I can see why.
I would have taken a little bit of a leaner roast. But normally it's a roast, a packet of, and I always say this wrong, au jus.
That's how I'd say it.
Okay, gravy, dry packet there. A dry packet of ranch mix. I think 4 tablespoons of butter. And depending on the size of your jar, pepperoncini peppers and maybe a little bit of liquid around the outside, and then peppers on top and the side, enough to flavor. In a crock pot on low, 8 hours. You're done.
Crock pots are an amazing invention.
Crock pots are an amazing invention, and this is one of my favorite recipes in it because I can literally just set it and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Max. Yeah, I know you don't want to be up here though. And yeah, on this occasion, I wanted to do a hot version, and if you ask Evil, who listens to this, she has the glorious time of always giving me shit for listening to instructions and then just disregarding them and doing what I want.
That's fair.
She's like, oh yeah, I did this, this, and this. And she's like, yeah, that's what you're going to do? I'm like, yeah, kind of. So what I did is I still got a roast, obviously. so what I did,
the roast. We did this.
So what I did is I got a chicken, and I went from there. No, so I still used a roast. I made the mistake of when I was shopping for the au jus sauce mix, I went right before Thanksgiving. Nobody fucking has that. So I believe I used, I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think it was like a home-style gravy mix or something like that. So it was close, but it wasn't the exact same. Still used a packet of ranch. Now, both already I'm differed on the first packet and on the second packet from what people would recommend you use, because you can apparently get a spicy ranch or like a hot ranch packet to use. I just use regular ranch. I still use butter, 4 tablespoons. And then I used jalapenos. Not fresh, pickled jalapenos. And I once again used half a jar, some on the top and on the sides and stuff. I feel like I might have put too much of the liquid might have gotten in, which is why it was so liquidy on the sides, versus if I hadn't had that much in there.
So are pickled jalapenos, like, does that change the flavor at all? Like,
no,
as far as the heat goes?
Like pickled jalapenos for my mind would be like when we go down and get pickles. When we get jalapenos on subs, that's what that is.
Okay,
because they're usually in a
like some sort of preservative,
like canned jalapenos is what I would go with. That being where like fresh jalapenos or whatever, they're jalapeno slices, same thing you would find in the pickle aisle. They're there. And that's what I used, and then set it on low for 8 hours, and then we did something I still hadn't done with it to this point. I've made it a couple other times before this, not this exact way. I usually just do the default. I had never used it as a sandwich.
It was kind of bizarre because when I did it as a sandwich, I was trying not to get. I figured the meat would make the bun wet.
Right.
Which it didn't. And now I kind of wish I would have dumped more liquid onto it. Mm-hmm. But, didn't know at the time.
And I mean, there's still meat down there.
Yeah.
The other thing I said that I forgot that I did gravy, ranch, and then, before I did the gravy, this is the other kick. Before I did the gravy, because I wanted to make a spicy one, I gave it a layer of cayenne. So it was cayenne pepper, gravy, ranch, butter, jalapenos.
Interesting.
And it was a heat that showed up to the party, but then wasn't the obnoxious drunk in the corner.
Yeah, it was very. It was good. It was perfect, I would say.
Yeah, I was actually really happy with it, and I'm happy you're happy with it.
Yeah, it was good. It was upon first impression, it was better than I had anticipated. Just because I was like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be hot," but it
was one thing I was worried about, because as I'm adding in the jalapenos this morning, I'm like, "This is a lot of jalapenos." But I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be like." those jalapenos, even when you get them in like a sub and stuff, aren't usually fire.
Yeah.
And I figured cooked out, they probably wouldn't be that bad either. But if I had used like live jalapenos, we might have a different discussion.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Are you gonna lick him? Lick him. Oh, Max Max is licking him.
There it is.
Max, don't lick the mic.
Lick the mic as you sink your claws into my neck.
I will claim you, human. Yeah, this is the. See, now you get scratches on other parts of your body to match the giant one on your forearm.
That's for my nephew.
I believe it, honestly. They're rambunctious.
They are. He thinks he's Black Panther.
Does he never freeze?
That's the scratch.
I never freeze.
He did get in trouble for it, though, obviously.
For the scratch or for thinking he's Black Panther?
For the scratch.
Okay. I never freeze.
The kids were getting too rough with Uncle Matt. And I have multiple scratches on my arms to prove it. But I was doing this thing where I grab them by their arms. And when they'd come after me, I would swing them around and smash them into each other.
The solid boss mechanic.
Yeah, it was
no.
it was quite entertaining.
So, I believe the answer was we wanted to go chocolate next.
I guess, yeah, chocolate.
It'll probably be better to go chocolate next and then sour again, and then reset with chocolate if we have to.
Yeah.
There's only 2 more things.
Okay.
So we can go back to then just eating regular gummies that you love and all this other stuff. The other chocolate that I had sent to me is also M&M's. Now, mind you, Max, if you try to reach for that fucking soundboard, I will love you unconditionally.
Did you ever see that? Well, you had to have. It's all over the internet. But the one of the cat jumping onto the table with all the papers all over it, and just
yeah. Have you seen one of my favorite cat videos of all time? Is the one to AWOL Nation's Sail.
I don't know if
it's a cat walking on like on a ledge, and you know how Sail goes, right?
Yeah,
it's just that really long build up with the and that's just all it is, really slow, whatever. And then he screams Sail.
Yeah.
So right when he does that, the cat tries to jump to the next ledge and just misses and drops out of frame. Just Sail, and then just drops out of frame. You're the one enticing him to claw.
I know.
You.
I'm like he bit me a couple times.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to be satisfied until he breaks the skin.
The best part is I go into work with broken skin, and if anybody ever asked, and I was like, "Oh no, it's just my cat," they'd be like, "You were with a woman," and I was like, "What woman ever does this to
Who
you?"
do you think I am? Like,
listen, I was getting pussy, but it was my own cat. We were hanging out. Well, it's not the same thing. All right, these M&Ms were sent to me.
Okay,
these were one of 3, not of the same flavor. There were two other flavors that are currently escaping me.
Okay.
I believe one of them was toffee, maybe.
Okay.
And another one was another really shitty sounding flavor. They both sounded bad. Now, I will say that this doesn't sound good either.
Okay.
But it sounded like the best of the 3.
This is starting to remind me of like Oreoation.
Yeah, kind of. So those, Matt, are if you could read them for the audience.
Mexican jalapeno.
M&M's.
Peanut.
Yep.
So Mexican jalapeno peanut M&M's. So does that mean the peanut has been seasoned?
You'd have to read that package for me to be able to tell you that. He's taking He's taking a whiff, and I'm not sure what the smell is he's getting. Are you smelling heat? He's smelling jalapeno?
It's kind of like burnt rubber. It smells like burnt rubber.
It smells like a fucking CDC phone call.
I'm gonna take 2, and then I'm gonna. They're yellow. Here, smell these.
I mean, I'm gonna join you. I'll eat with you.
Yeah, that's probably. Maybe it's just the warehouse. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I think they smell the same.
Okay.
I don't think the smell is off. I think it's just the packaging. Do you want a refresher? Or? I think it just smelled the same. I don't think it's a.
I think they'll still
Okay.
have a distinct flavor, but that's fine.
They smell or have a flavor.
Distinct smell. I'm sorry.
Did you go 1 or 2?
1. I'm scared. No, I want 2.
Well, they're definitely peanut.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for heat. Ooh, there it is.
Yeah,
It showed up. It showed up.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
It's
but
still
not-
creeping in the back of my throat, though.
not like desirable.
Yeah. It's not like a good heat. It's like it's that heat that sits in the back of your throat and makes you really uncomfortable.
Also, is this racist?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Definitely racist.
Speaking of racist things,
Does it say
These are
underlay on the
something.
back?
what? No.
It doesn't. I just
Oh, here were the other two. They
Okay.
actually put them on the back for me.
Oh,
Also try English toffee peanut.
okay.
This was not the other flavor. I would have gotten these sent here instead.
Okay.
There was a different flavor. But the other flavor that's on the package is Thai coconut peanut.
I don't like coconut, but I'd be curious to try it regardless.
I like coconut, and I would be curious to try it because it's probably not what I think it is.
probably. I can see
These
if you
aren't
ate,
good.
they're not good. I can see if you ate the whole bag, you might be in trouble.
I feel like eating the whole bag is the equivalent of going to Taco Bell. I would probably be shitting my brains out.
Yeah. Taco Bell.
Well, that was a thing.
Oh,
We literally made 4 out of it.
yeah. I'm gonna hit some more.
All right,
see what
man.
happens.
I mean, all right. You risk yourself for that. I'm not. They're not awful. I mean, I say they're not good. They're not the worst thing I've ever tasted. But given the opportunity, when somebody's like, "Hey, do you want these or these?" I'm probably going to take the second one. Like, hey, I have Mexican jalapeno things, or I have. Honestly, they're above the, I think, free Sour Patch Kids for me. I'm not sure though.
They're more edible.
Yeah, they're definitely more edible. But I don't know. It's kind of a.
They're
It's-
weird. They're like peanut M&Ms with like a weird spice.
And it's not. You don't taste the spices you're eating it. It's peanut M&Ms that then
And
burn
then-
your mouth.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It doesn't.
It doesn't get particularly bad either. I just
No, it
ate,
doesn't.
like-
It doesn't. It doesn't actually give you any. Like it gives you heat. You can definitely have heat, but it doesn't give you heat like other things would actually like burn you.
Yeah.
And I've tried the Sour Patch Fire ones. They're worse than that in terms of like it just doesn't leave.
Yeah, this one just kind of sits on the back of your throat and it's just like there.
So if you want to balance yourself out, go ahead. But the other one, this next one won't be too bad either. It'll probably balance it for you. So, nope. Give you a little hand there. All right. So next one is one last sour thing. It's a good one. I might have had 2 bags shipped here,
Okay.
so I've already eaten one of them. But this is your bonus. I like this. I just have a drawer down here that I throw things out of you at.
Original Gummy Fun Mix Sour Party.
It is a sour party from the same company we had an original party from.
This makes me feel better.
That's why I gave you those sour ones first.
Other
Because
than
this this ends it on a good note.
Other than the fact that I'm probably gonna like.
That's the part that I don't like about like peanut M&Ms. I get shit stuck in the back of my throat.
It smells so good.
He has taken a few, and if I had to describe the look on his face, folks, I would say it was satisfaction.
What's that? Ooh, it's sticky.
I mean, gummies are sticky, I guess, by nature. I find that the sour ones are a little tougher, a little thicker.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because it has to hold the stuff on. I don't know if that's like a scientific reason why they are. I think there's also different shapes in that one that aren't in the other one.
Yeah, it looks like it. I haven't really come across a really sour one yet, though.
Here's the thing: I don't think they're not that sour. They're not. The Sour Patch Kids kind of almost pride themselves usually on being sour. These guys are sour, but they're not abusively sour. They're minimalistically sour.
Yeah.
They're less sour than a lemon. So if you can suck on a lemon, you're fine. Actually, if you can suck on a lemon, you can eat Sour Patch Kids. So I really don't know. If you like lemon on things, I guess, would be the apt comparison.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I am a fan of those.
Want some?
Yeah, please. Thank you, sir.
I actually appreciate the different texture and consistency.
I pulled 4 logs. How the hell did I pull 4 logs?
Like all the different shapes have like a different density.
Mm-hmm. And I like the idea of it being different shapes in both.
Yeah. Different flavors and everything. Like
it saves me from going to Wegmans and sticking my hand in all the gummy trays.
It's almost like you got like a bunch of different bags and all mixed. Well, obviously, because that's what they're called, Fun Mix. But like, it's like satisfying the idea that they mix in like a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, these are really good. I'm all about this.
I like that you have like half-eaten bags of like 5 different things on your desk over here.
Yeah. And 3 beers and a water.
Those are empty.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they're not half done anything. We don't have to do alcohol.
Tomorrow morning's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Tonight might be interesting. Never know.
You really don't.
Might not wait till the morning.
Might not. This old body doesn't process things like it used to.
I couldn't remember the name of the guy on the show of This Old House to make the reference fast enough.
Bob Vila?
He was one of them. Norm? I think Norm's the guy I'm thinking of.
Maybe.
Now I'm going to look it up while we're still on the air for another 7 minutes. And the person listening to this should text me right now before I find it. Just for your own game you can play along to. So text me when this goes live if you figure it out before I manage to say it, that there was somebody named Norm on This Old House. I'm still just sitting here sucking on sour gummies. They're really good.
Ooh, I'm gonna. Woo. There's a lot of stuff going on in my stomach right now.
That's the thing for you, who's a degenerating old man.
It's a mixing. See,
it's a
not
mix.
like
It's a full mix now.
yeah. It's not one thing. Like I can eat a lot of one thing and be fine. It's the mixing that messes me up. Which is what I tell all my younger folk when they're drinking. I'm like, listen, it's not the quantity that makes you throw up. It's the intermixing of all of the things. So if you stick to one thing, you know, whether it be liquor, beer, wine, whatever the case may be, quantity-wise, as long as you're not going ham sandwich, you'll be all right. So when you start to mix them all together, where you're going to have some issues.
Yeah, it's Bob. There it is. Norm Abram.
Norm Abram.
So, yes, Bob Vila from 1970. This is a reference that only one person listening to this is going to even know, that we're talking about This Old House. Anyway.
This Old House. Dude, I still learn, like, I'll Google things, and, like, This Old House will pop up. They have a pretty solid website / community. So,
Also,
still.
the person that listens to this, that gets this, is going to text me immediately and go, how did you know there was somebody named Norm on This Old House? And I go, I don't know. I just remembered it. Bob Vila was the host from 1979 to 1989. Steve Thomas was a host from 1989 to 2003. Kevin O'Connor is the current host from 2003 forward. Norm Abram is the master carpenter from 1979 to the present. Tom Silva is a general contractor from 1998 to the present. Richard Trethway is the plumbing and HVAC guy from 1979 to the present. And Roger Cook does gardening and landscaping from 1988 to the present.
Wow. Some of those track records there.
A lot of long guys. Vila's
So,
the only,
like, how is
Vila's
Bob-
the only quitter.
How is Bob Vila, like, just associated with This Old House?
Because he started it.
Yeah, but he, like, had, like, the shortest run, didn't he, out of all those people?
10 years, yeah, yes. As far as the three hosts, yes, he had the shortest run. I don't know how long was Richard Simmons around? Like,
Oh, my God. I don't even know.
you know what I mean? It's you cultivate or captivate an audience. You don't cultivate an audience. I guess you do cultivate an audience. You cultivate, you captivate, and then you do a third C that I can't think of. Congregate with an audience. There you go. That's 3 8s.
Cadaver.
That's not an 8. Cadaver. Not a word.
I'm dying.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for a candies a snack episode of General Chat.
Snack it is.
A snack chat.
Snack. Ooh.
Let's see what I'm doing there. I'm
Snack
making up
chat.
show names on the fly.
I don't know about those chips. We're going to have to revisit those with some barbecue chips also.
Yeah, okay. If we revisit those, you can buy that bag. That bag was $4.30.
Wow, Canada.
Fucking right.
I'm better off driving to Canada, picking it up, and bringing it across
Which
the
is
border.
part of the deal I made. And when I bought them, I messaged her immediately and went, these were $4.30. If these are not the second coming of Christ in my mouth, I'm out. And they weren't. So now I'm out. I know what I said. I know what I said. If nobody rewinds it or clips it out and posts it anywhere, we're fine.
Okay. All right.
We get it, and that's it. Same thing.
All right.
I do have I have another video I can show you of enjoyment. I probably have already showed it to you because I just do this thing. But tell me if you've seen it, and we'll be back next week after the Game Awards, not live after the Game Awards. We'll be the day after the Game Awards to discuss award winners, reveals, and stuff like that. That'll be a big news week for us.
Yep. That'd be fun.
And then
There'll probably
the
be a
week-
lot of us complaining.
And then the week after that, we'll have the Kind of Funny Game Showcase to go over, which will be 60 more news stories.
I wonder if it'll be anything worthwhile, if it'll just be like small indie developers and stuff like that.
It's supposed to be a lot of small guys, but like Yakuza's showing up there.
It still could be interesting. Like, you might find,
I'm sure there'll be some big people because they know like Troy, like they know.
yeah, they know a
People.
lot of people in the
But
industry.
people like Sony's first party stuff isn't going to show up because Sony's not doing. They're not going to do that after saying they're not going to do a PSX. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah. I don't know. They might. I mean, Shu.
Shu might show up, but not to announce a first party. He'll show like a third party off that's
That's
exclusive
what
or
I'm saying.
something.
Like, I don't think he'll announce anything, but maybe they'll show something. Like,
Yeah, he might be. I would say he might be part of it, but I'm almost 90% positive he's not, based on what they've been saying about it. Where they've just been, because it's a pre-recorded show. It's a pre-written up, done show.
Okay.
That's why they're saying it's supposed to roughly be 2 hours, like 2 minutes for a trailer. We might talk a little bit in the between, but we're not talking with developers. We're just going to have a quick little section, like Nintendo Direct style, and then go right to the other thing. So,
Interesting.
Kind of Funny or Twitch.tv/Kind of Funny Games. If you want to watch that on next, I'll talk about it next week. What the hell am I doing here? Game Awards are on a bunch of other platforms on next Thursday. We'll be watching with you. That being said, you'll see us that Friday, December 8th, Pearl Harbor was a thing, folks. Don't forget it. Goodbye.